What's up with it? What it do, baby? It's that season. Football season is upon us. Yes. You already know you at table talking with Ian Menifee, and the Browns have been on my mind heavy, man. You know, they have a preseason game coming up Saturday against the Green Bay Packers. But that's not why we're going to talk about the Browns. We're going to I just want to dive into a topic real quick that seems to be overly saturated focal point. Is people be overthinking the process, be overanalyzing it, overestimating. The bottom line is this: the Cleveland Browns cannot and will not make it to an AFC title game and win it, let alone make it to the Super Bowl and win it, until they have two things. Number one, elite level quarterback play. Not good quarterback play, not competent quarterback play, but elite level quarterback play. And second, a potent passing attack. So I guess you say, Ian, why do you say that? Well, you got to keep in mind, if you look at the Browns' entire existence, two things for damn sure. They've had good to great elite level offensive line or offensive linemen. Damn good running backs. If you think about Jim Brown, Leroy Kelly, Ernest Viner, Kevin Mack, Nick Chubb, but when it comes to quarterbacks and passing the football, that's where the Browns were lacking. Now, they did have an MVP one year, Brian Sipe, but that was it. And, as much as Bernie is heralded, for making it to those AFC title games in 86, 87 in particular, he had to go up against John Elway. Now, whereas Bernie may have been a good quarterback, we was going up against what at the time could have very well been elite quarterback play for John Elway. If you just look at the drive, we're not even going to talk about the fumble, but the drive, you can argue that the Browns defense, they got carved up, but that's what elite level quarterbacks in big time moments will do. And then when the team went away in 99, there's always that what if, that unknown variable, like what would have happened. You know what I mean? So now, since coming back into the league, they have not had elite level quarterback play. They have had potent passing attacks. They may not have lasted more than a season, but they still have had potent passing attacks. Matter of fact, since Kevin Stefanski took over in 2020, this has been the most consistent I've seen a Browns passing attack execute. Now, granted, it was maybe a middle of the pack, 16, 17, 18, 19 rank, but it's still more consistent than any other head coach or regime, as far as, at least trying to put an emphasis on passing the football, although we would run heavy. And so now, when you fast forward to the day that they made the Deshaun Watson trade, they made that trade for one reason and one reason only, because Deshaun Watson, at the time of his peak, I don't even think he was in his prime yet, but he was peaking into a top 5 quarterback of the league. So if you just look at the Browns quarterback roster or that goofy ass jersey that they got out there, there's no names on there that compare to the level of Deshaun Watson. That's why they made the trade. Now, you can argue all you want about how and why, but the fact is the trade hasn't panned out as of yet. Because when he came back off of suspension, by him being out of football for so long, and he had to serve, an 11-game suspension, it's like, what did you expect from him? Okay, year 2. He looked a little shaky at times, yes. And then, the second half at Baltimore, the comeback, and then, a lot of people make a big deal out of it. It was dink and dunk or whatever. It doesn't matter how you get it done. Get it done. And he had a crazy, stupid completion percentage. I believe it was 13 or 13, 12 or 12 or 12 or 13, something like that. But you were up against, at the time, the number 1 ranked defense in the league. Although your defense was up there at 1 or 2, which you guys debate that too, a lot of pundits were giving the edge to Baltimore. So his performance at that second half can't be taken lightly, because I believe the Browns were down at one point 31-17. A lot of teams would have packed it in. So you can't just overlook that. And he was 5-2 at the starter last year. We don't know. We don't have enough to say that he would have been great, good, great to elite, but we don't have enough to say that he wouldn't have. All we know is what we have right now. He's been meh, but he's shown that player is still in there. But he hasn't been one way or the other. So, coming into this season, it's imperative that he rises to the level of his competition and beyond, and also to the talent around him. Because the only way, the Browns have a tough-ass schedule. So the only way that they're going to survive this already brutal AFC North, which is the best division in football, the toughest division in football, a division where last year all 4 teams were above 500, a bloodbath in the division. And then you got to still have conference play. Then you got NFC opponents. Like week 1, you got Dallas coming into town. So we need you, DW4. We need you, baby. Like, that's it. The only way that the Browns are going to even, again, advance into the playoffs, to a potential AFC title game and win it, and then get a chance at the Super Bowl, it rests solely on the shoulders of Deshaun Watson. You're going to have to show up and show out. I believe he still can do it. And then, what if your road to the Super Bowl or to the AFC title game goes through Arrowhead? You got to do battle with the incumbent Kansas City Chiefs, with the Maverick, the sharpshooter, the unpredictable Patrick Mahomes. And we already know his pedigree. So, again, the Browns made that trade. They gave up what they gave up because when it boils down to it, they didn't believe that Baker Mayfield could go toe-to-toe, duel it out with Josh Allen, with Patrick Mahomes, with Lamar Jackson, with Joe Burrow. Okay? With some of the other good quarterbacks in the AFC. And the AFC is loaded with quarterbacks. Like Trevor Lawrence. Anthony Richardson from Indianapolis looks like he's going to be a pretty good player. Tua down in Miami. It's just too many. And the Browns did not feel that Baker Mayfield could not, let alone outdo them, but get us past them into the AFC title game, because that's what it ultimately boils down to. And when it comes to the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes, just ask the Buffalo Bills. They don't need much. All they need is a glimmer of a hope. And for Patrick Mahomes to say, you know what, we're not losing. You're going to have to play until it's all zeros on the clock. That's what the Browns are up against. And the front office coaching, they all understand, like, you know what? We can run the football all we want. But these big explosive plays, and when it matters the most, because the teams load the box, you still have to beat them with the vertical passing game. You have to. So why not make it a point of emphasis now? Because the league is pass heavy, yes. But there's a shitload of pass rushers, though. There's a shitload of corners out here. There's a shitload of safeties out here. If you just look at the Baltimore Ravens, for instance, you got Lamar Jackson for quarterback. But on defense, one of the better safeties in the league, Kyle Hamilton, Pittsburgh Steelers. They're sorting out the quarterback issues between Justin Fields and Russell Wilson. But guess who they got playing center fielder in their defensive backfield? Minka Fitzpatrick. So let's not get it twisted. Let's not get it twisted, baby. Like, Cleveland Browns, this is what needs to happen. We need Jerry Jeudy, Amari Cooper, Elijah Moore, the Chief, David Njoku, Nick Chubb or Jerome Ford, whoever started in the running back position, Cedric Tillman, like Jamari Thrash. Like, come on. Let this passing game be what it's going to be. Let's make it do what it do. That gives the Browns the absolute best and probably only chance to, again, not only winning the AFC title game, well, getting to the AFC title game, winning it, making it to the Super Bowl and winning that. It's having elite level quarterback play and a potent, on fire, well-oiled machine of a passing attack. Please believe me when I tell you. Yes, so that was my final thoughts about the Browns and their playoff chances and beyond. Please tap into my other content that's dropping, as well as my other videos that have already been uploaded and you just want to get caught up on the vibe. We got a lot more coming. But in the meantime, in between time, one time for the one time, peace and blessings still. Show love. Please stay safe.